Hi guys, anybody here? Can you guys hear me? Hi everyone. I just want to remind everybody that xTool is giving away a $100 gift card to 3 winners tonight again. All you have to do is scan this QR code and fill out the application on it. It's basically just your name and email. If you are watching this on your telephone, oh my God, I just aged myself. If you're watching on your cell phone, you can just screenshot it, go into your pictures, and click the QR code, and it will bring it up for you. How many of you guys were here last night? Hi, Jeffrey. So last night somebody had asked about tumblers, and I said I probably wouldn't be able to do it today. I didn't think I'd have time. And actually, let me grab the one I messed up with too. So I started out with, I wanted to start with a fresh new cup because I was hoping that my settings would be spot on because I was just doing educated guessing instead of doing exactly what I tell all you guys to do and do a test grid. So I ended up burning my tumbler a little bit, or so I thought. So I ran it again, but I did it differently, and it turns out it's actually the tumbler. So let me move this graphic for now. I'll put it back up to you guys. So I don't know if you can see those lines going up and down like this. So there's an issue with the tumbler. So when you put it on, the laser head comes this way, and the cup is what rotates. So the laser is actually engraving going this way on it, unlike with other machines where it goes this way. It's going this way. So, and I'm getting those vertical lines. And this, the settings I use should have no problem for this because I got them to work no problem whatsoever on this little tumbler here. So I do have to, this black tumbler was actually a same black tumbler. Somebody sent me to test for them. Got their answer. So I did go ahead and do the tumbler for you guys. I did these settings. I did just run it again. As you can see, I did different testing here. This is old. That's why I didn't mind using this cup, but it looks so pretty. I do have some printed samples. Well, not printed as in with the inkjet printer. I don't have that yet, if that's what you're talking about, but I do have some samples of stuff that I made. Um, so I did get the tumbler setting for you. I did run it again on another brand tumbler. It was a bit out of focus, but I figured we could do it again on the live here if that's what you guys wanted to do. So just let me know if you do. These are some of the samples of stuff that I've engraved, and I will come up and show you. So we did this live last night, this poster, and we did this wooden poster live last night as well. I engraved this photo when I was just testing things out. I can bring it closer for you guys. This, I was just testing the camera accuracy. of the machine. This was not printed on this machine at all. This was printed on a completely different unit and brand altogether. But I just wanted to test the accuracy of the camera, which it was really good. The only problem I had was I didn't make the square big enough to cut out, but I purposely didn't because up here was too light. So I wanted to crop that out. And it was glare from the sun. It wasn't anything. Another thing people had asked about was cutting vinyl. I did figure that out today as well. It has screws in it to come out. I haven't taken mine out yet though. Joseph wanted to know if the base plate comes out. Um, it does. I just haven't done it yet. I've also made this big piece right here that I actually just broke because it fell when I was setting up. So the hooks, um, these hooks on the butt broke, so I just have to replace those. I'm just gonna switch cameras because I couldn't tell if you guys could see this. So I did figure out the HPV for you guys. I figured out the problem from last night as well. I think it's with the puff HPV and it was white, so you know, guys have a hard time with white glue and stuff like that. But I did get the black to cut no problem, and I pressed it on. I didn't do a big shirt because I don't have a heat press here other than a hat press. Another thing I do want to work on today, because I know a lot of people in my groups like that I do this, and I've showed them how to do this, and I'll probably do a how-to on this machine, powder coated infill. So I engraved the initials. This is Abby's expiration initials. So I just engraved it. I put powder coat on it, and then I went back and burned it in. The powder coat, you need to bake it in there. Basically, that's what we're doing with the laser, is we're baking it in there. Can you run the iron on the tumbler after the engrave for a clean pass? If I had it, I could. I don't have one. I only have the 10-watt here, and I'm waiting for the printing jet to get here. So is that any better? Yes, I cut vinyl. Regina's having a hard time hearing me. She wanted to know if I cut vinyl. Vinyl can be very toxic. This is not toxic. This is straight off of xTool's website, and it is laser safe. It's not just stuff that I got from like the dollar store or anything like that. It is laser safe vinyl. As you guys can hear, I am still a bit not feeling well, so I will constantly be drinking my tea and some other water, water and Gatorade. Regina, can you hear me now? Anyone else having a hard time hearing me? I know there's a lag in the response, but what do you do with your scraps? My scraps like wood and stuff like that. Thank you, Richard. So my scraps, I actually have a bin behind my P3 over here, and I am actually going to be making pins for the next level. I think they call it Maker Conference now. I don't know why it's probably. Is anybody else having it sound choppy? I have the volume all the way up to like 10. Let me try to change microphones. Maybe it's CGI. Is that any better? Is that better for you guys? So it seems like some are having problems and some aren't. I did just turn up my DJI, which is a Bluetooth connectivity, so it could have been that. So now I'm just using the MacBook, but I know I was using the MacBook yesterday, but it was in the middle of a storm too. So it's got to be the Bluetooth on my DJI, which isn't good because it's not that old. But anyway, let's move on. So I did figure out Tumblr settings. I do have a Tumblr in there right now. If you guys want, I can try to run it again. I was not that successful with this particular brand. I did alter my settings a little bit. I have an earpiece in so that you don't get echoey because my cell phone, the volume won't turn down all the way. And I'm afraid if my cell phone mic, then you guys won't hear me good. Is anyone else having echoing? I know this happened to Bev the other night too. I think it's something with Restream, to be honest with you. Okay, so do you guys want to try to do this on another Tumblr and see if I can't get these same settings to work on that one? Yes, I've done that many times too. I like the look of the particle paint though. It's no different than having it on one of these powder coat paint. So there's really no difference. If you drink out of a tumbler, you have the powder coat paint right here. And usually, if it's something like this, somebody's not going to be cutting the food on it anyway. It's a decorative piece. Just like these coasters, I make the decoration pieces. I mean, I've been using mine upstairs in my own cups for like over a year, and it's fine. I turned the Bluetooth off. The only other thing for Bluetooth is this, but I'm afraid you guys are going to get echoing. Yes, I'll do the Tumblr right now, actually. So I'm going to switch to this camera. So I do have it set up. I did already go ahead and enter this. Um, so it is already pre-measured. It is on auto measure as well, because I know most of you guys will be doing that. But I am going to go ahead and I am going to frame this just so you guys can see what it's going to do. And I am doing this a lot smaller just for time's sake. So that's how it's going to frame.
My settings that I'm trying on this particular tumbler is 100 power, 220 speed, and 220 lines per centimeter. I did just try 100, 200, and 220, and it didn't work so great on this top side right here, but it worked beautifully on this small tumbler I had. So I do have to actually listen to myself and take my own advice and do a test. You shouldn't put the tumbler in a dishwasher. It breaks the vacuum seal, but they do hold up in here. It just you break the vacuum seal, so now they keep things as hot or as cold. So this is actually going to take about 7 minutes to do. Um, we have it was 7 minutes and 51 seconds, sorry, and it has 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. This cup that I'm doing right now is from Amazon. It's a leftover epoxy tumbler that I used to do. I did. I know you guys were asking about 40-ounce tumblers, and I did actually try to run one just before I came on live when before I did this cup. You do have to bend the tabs down. I kept having them hit that shield on top of the laser right there. So you do have to bend your tabs down. I don't like doing that, so I just said I'm not going to do it tonight. But I know this is a question for a lot of you guys, so I wanted to do what I could today while I was here. I had a busy day doing this stuff, and then I had some other stuff I had to take care of. But I literally got it about an hour before I came on. How was you guys this Sunday? I'm just going to call you functional woodworker. Um, are you watching on xTools or are you on my link? So we could try to narrow it down. How does the rotary compare to the RA3? So it technically is the RA3. And I do want to correct something, and I will have to show you guys this. I misspoke yesterday. It is the same wire. I don't know why I thought it was not feeling good, so everything has been like kind of crazy. But you need the attachment so you can flip the laser beam so it's pointing out instead of down, and then you need the shields and the placement markers. Sheila, you don't put your email in here, hon. I will get the graphic because I have to show it anyways. You use this QR code and you scan it. If you're using your phone, take a screenshot and you can go into your pictures and then click on it and it will bring up the link. I'm not streaming on my Facebook. I'm actually on TikTok for my personal and my YouTube. But it was X Tools on Facebook page giving you problems listening. There is a lag in the chat, guys, so if I don't get to an answer right away, that's why. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Dawn. How are you today? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It makes no sense. Bev was having the same issue the other night too. I just dealt with it for her as except she was having echoing. Hi, um, Luther Bridge, Albert. You guys do anything this weekend other than watch these lives on the M2? Also, I don't know if any of you guys do tumblers normally, but with white, you usually have to give it a little more power and a little more, or slow it down a little bit because white is thicker. And it's just because that's how white is. Even when I do my infills, I have to do a few layers of white. Some substrates it won't even take on, where black it covers really easily. This is the diode. I don't have the IR. So because my laptop is right behind it, I can't open up the thing the whole way, so I'm gonna knock it over. That actually came up with where's my all I'm using is some LA off. So those settings do work for Amazon. I'm gonna switch the camera so I can see what I'm showing you guys. Hi, Volt. How are you? And I'm gonna get rid of this graphic so that I can see. I know I'm getting a bit of glare from my light, but and those settings were. Let me go in and 100 power, 220 speed, and 220 lines per centimeter. Also, I do have to mention that this week xTool is giving $50 off of the M2. This is the just the diode part. So they're giving $50 off. And for the inkjet, they're also giving you so that you'll with the inkjet you'll get the diode inkjet. They also have another bundle with everything in it as well. I believe that also is at a discount as well. I'm doing good. It is very clean. And yesterday, and even as of this morning, when I was getting frustrated with that black number, I was like, I'm not going to use this thing to make a tub. I might if I have there if all my other machines are busy. Leave it to you to ask me what the bed size is because I don't have that information in front of me because I couldn't print it. Hold on, let me get it for you. I don't have my phone app. I have to Google it. It is 12 by 16, which is 305 millimeters by 406. So it does do a good job. Where is that picture? These graphics hide everything. So I did this picture the other day, and the detail is good. I mean, it should be a small beam anyways. Jose, click. I'll put the graphic up again. You scan this QR code, and that's where you put your email. Put in your email in the chat. It's going to do everything. It's a Google form that you fill out with your email and your name. If you're using your cell phone, you can just screenshot it and then click on it in your pictures, and it will bring it up. So they have, it says what comes with the M2. So they have different packages. You can get the 10-watt diode, the 20-watt diode. You can get a package with the diode and the inkjet, or you can get a package with all three, the IR, the diode, and the inkjet. So how I got, I'll put the graphic back up later for you guys. So how I got my picture settings is I started out over here, and then I found what worked best for me, and I think I went with this one right here. And then I changed the settings a little bit, and I kept it at 100 power, and I just changed my speed. And then I went with this one here, but I changed my length per centimeter, and I brought down the speed a little bit. And then I kept testing them with these two, and then I got this result here. And I obviously, you can tell I didn't do her whole face or anything. I just cropped out the important part where I wanted her the most detailed to be seen. And then I started running, and then I thought that was pretty good. So then I ran it on the actual piece. Did they send you with all three? Sorry, your audio. No, they didn't. So I am supposed to be getting the inkjet. It's got held up in shipping. I was supposed to have it for this weekend, and then it was supposed to be the second, and now it's the sixth, and I just decided to stop shipping. But I will have it, and I will do projects with it and tutorials with it to show you guys. I know some people they did send all modules to them. I will eventually upgrade probably to the 20-watt. I don't need the IR. I have enough numbers and everything. I don't need the 20-watt IR. I say that, but I'll probably end up anyways just for the. what else did you guys want to see? I know tumblers are the big one here, so I figured that out for you guys. I also tutorial coming soon. Did the how to coat paint fill. I usually most of the time I do them on tumblers. This is the first time I actually did it on a cutting board. I've done it on trinket trays. I've done it on like other engraved pieces that I've done like on my CO2 and stuff like that. And I would just trace the outlines or whatever the case. I don't have any examples because they got bought. I am actually getting ready to work on one, so there will be a video coming soon where I have to order for some flags for a couple of police departments, and I'm going to infill them with the blue powder paint. I was painting them blue initially, but I'm going to try the powder paint. So, what are some other questions you guys have? Or what else do you want to see run? Does this still use the blades for the vinyl like the M1 Ultra? No, there's no blades. I don't know if they plan on making any. They might. I did use the dial to cut this. I was trying to cut white puff paint, but my brain wasn't working, and diode has a hard time with like whites and blues. So I switched over to the black, and I did quite a lot of testing, and I was able to do this. And I also cut the fabric out on it. I've cut felt out as well. Let me get that project because I know that front is kind of hard for you guys to see, anyways. The stuff, so I'd rather just show you. So I made this ring box. I know a lot of people like the ring box that I made on my live last week, and it was the round one with the hearts and the graphic in it. So I did make this one. The inside does come out, but I cut the felt. I messed up gluing it because I was rushing. But underneath the hearts, I felt just so that it's kind of soft, and then they can remove it after and use it as a trinket box or whatever. Hi, Kathy. Yes, this is xTool vinyl. I know. I think it's sister. I'm probably saying that wrong. They use the safe vinyl as well. I made sure with xTool yesterday. I went on the site before I even attempted to do any of these that it was laser safe vinyl because I kind of would have a blue too, but it doesn't. And let me show you the other one. I did make that box, but I didn't make the whole box. I had to edit the box that I had generated for me, and from there, I like box my whole area. So here's the other ring holder I made, and with this one, I have dual type on the back of it because I wanted to test it through like 3M or dual type or anything like that. This is Baltic birch wood, and it cut through like butter. Oh, so Caesar. I've always called it sister, and I figured I was saying it wrong, but I always did anyway. So I'm glad you told me that. Will I do another live when I get the ink module? I will. I don't know if it's going to be this week. So I am supposed to be getting it on the 6th. I know some of you guys know this, and some of you don't. I do have a lot of stuff going on right now. I have some medical stuff, which I do know some of you do know more about that. And I am moving out of state, and I have to pack up and get my equipment going. That's going to North Carolina. I'm in Massachusetts now, and then I'm leaving my P3 here. My P2 is coming with me. I'm leaving the P3. It's my baby. I love it, but I don't want to move it. I'm taking all my Fs with me, and I'll just bring them back and forth when I come back here. So I'll be like going back and forth between houses for a while, especially for treatments that I need. But I will be doing a live, but it probably won't be. Maybe the third week of June, I might be able to do one. Cleaning up. I've been trying to clean up my space today for new equipment. Medical stuff is no fun. No, it's not. And neither is cleaning up your space. My space is usually pretty decent. It's a hot mess right now because I have this set up to do these lives. I have boxes everywhere. I have stuff everywhere because I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring this with me here. I'll keep this here. And no matter what I do, I think I'm going to be like, oh my God, I need this no matter which house I'm at. Eventually, I will have enough puddings at both places, but they're just so expensive to keep fully stocked at both places. I also did some leatherette kits today. That's actually a really clean engrave. I did this. I wanted to test out the camera again. If you weren't here in the beginning, this was not printed on this machine. This is UV printed, and no, not on the other one either. I don't have that. But I did UV print this, and I wanted to test out the camera in it. So the only problem I had initially is I didn't make the box big enough. But when I framed, I found that. I did purposely cut off part of the top picture here because I know some of you guys have seen the picture done in full. So I did purposely cut off the very light area here from the sun. It was maybe like a quarter of an inch, if that. But the camera system was amazing. I framed it up once I made the square the size I wanted it. It was perfect. I've made big projects too, but of course this just fell over right before I got live, so my hooks broke. So you can make something huge. Obviously, I didn't cut this big board on here, but I did cut the names of the dogs out, and then I just screwed on. These are all cut with type bond as well. So all of these are type bond on the back, cut right through like butter again. And now I have a place to hang my leashes at my new house. Well, I will as soon as I fix those other hooks. What we did a couple of coasters yesterday on the live. What do you guys want to see done besides that tumbler? I know you guys all want. I should save it for the end. So let me know what you want to see. I do still have quite a bit of blanks and stuff. I did try this keychain yesterday, which is kind of felty in a way. I don't know how else to describe it. It's leather, but it has like a felty kind of texture to it. And I hit it way with too much power. And then I cleaned it off, and it wasn't bad, but because it's like that felty material, I don't know if you can even pick it up on here. It getting wet kind of like ruined it. So then I was like, oh, I'll just do the back, but you got to tape these down because that beam it'll catch it, especially where it's not flat. So the problem I had is it cut it up here, and then it dragged it. So stuff like this, you do got to tape down. Your fabric is what you got to tape down. Your HTV felt. I can do some wood so you guys can see it actually cut if you're interested in that. I can actually probably make one of my pins. If I did I save them? So I'm actually going to do those two while I take the RA3 out of there. I'm going to show you while I open up this window what comes with it and why you need the light instead of using the RA3 cap. So these right here, oh, you place it in the tray down the bottom, and that's your RA3 so right into there. So that kind of tells you where you need it. But that's not even the important part. I mean, I'm sure you can figure that out. This is the most important part right here, both of these pieces. So normally, this is how you put it on the back of it like this. This goes this way, so now the laser beam is facing up this way instead of facing down like when you're doing wood. And it has this here as well. And this is how when you're lasering this way like this, that beam won't get into your eyes. So you want this to shield you. I'm not sure you can probably configure something, but they have reason really just need this piece right here. And then to put it back in the quick way, I'm actually going to clean this really quick because it's dusty from all these tumblers. You literally just like that, and you plug the USB stick right back. The RA is actually magnetic on the bottom of this thing. You take this out, it has along this side here, there are these clips that your wire goes in, and you just take it out. And now we're done with that. So I'm actually going to set up this file really quick and show you guys an engrave. And so this is just going to be a pin to Texas. And I'm gonna engrave. Let's see what it recommends. I'm gonna do 95 power, 160 speed, and 120 lines. I'm gonna measure my board, and I also will set up my cut, which my cut is gonna be 100 power and speed 6. Why is that? So on my screen, my engrave is not actually engraving. So I'm gonna see what happened there. It got switched to a cut. Actually, I didn't check the time. I hardly ever check the time, so I just kind of fly through it. So let me see what the time is for you guys. It's gonna take 2 minutes and 51 seconds about. And then to start the machine, just like all the other machines, you push the button in the front. Again, here's the QR code. Win a card. xTool is giving away free $100 gift cards. You can just scan the QR code, or you can screenshot it and then click on it. They're also doing $50 off the machine, and same thing with the ink bundle. The bigger bundle with all of the attachments is also available too. And I am using the IF for extraction, and as you can see, it is working really well. Thank you, Mariah. Congratulations, Joe. He ordered his yesterday, and he's looking forward to it. And I wasn't paying attention when I did, but okay. So I am going to have to retake this pen. This is a trial run. I haven't done it yet. but I really redid that one because I don't like it cut off. And I can make it a little darker. I do still think that other part is gonna cut off, but so what I'm going to do is I just figured out how I'm going to fix this. I am going to do the outline. I'm going to do an outline of it and then do a score of the design or the shape. My 20 watt is the piece. I need to dial it down from suggested settings. I've only been playing with this a few days. I have noticed I like it for deeper engraves. So I up. I mean, normally I would do my own test grid, but I really didn't have time to do that. So I'm just kind of going with what I already know. Another thing that will happen. So I have it sitting right on the plate. I don't really care for the little magnetic clips they gave, and I was gonna try my risers that I have for my CO2, and I just forgot. But you will get this charring in the back if you leave it right on the plate, and that's just because it's the smoke and everything is trapped underneath it and can't go anywhere. And it's also the glue from the wood. Oh, that was a spot. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it sizzling. And as you can tell, it dropped down a little bit. Obviously, it's going to drop all the way down, but I will do another one on the lips that I have and show you guys that. I did not get this much on the back of this. I'm kind of surprised. You could use scrap wood for this too. You don't necessarily need magnetic risers, but I want to try. They're very short magnets, so I hope I can get them out after. I think I'm gonna try stainless steel grilled trays. They are really flat unless someone managed to put on their paper. That's a good idea for paper. Um, I sand all my projects anyway, so for me, that it doesn't bother me. I just have to create an offset for this. My offset has been taking a while for some reason these days. It's still fit. I'm actually taking a picture because it didn't update, and something is blocking the circles here, so I have to figure that out. It's probably right here. This one is about 7 minutes because it's a bigger engrave. It's just my logo. Hi, Brenda. If you just come in and scan that QR code for a chance to win a $100 gift card, they are giving away three of them tonight. You'll get an email with the gift card, so definitely check your spam folders and all that too. It's just something so soothing about watching it do its thing, isn't it? Have any of you won a gift card from xTool on these lives? So, Brenda, you missed it. I do some HTV. It is laser safe HTV, and I also put out the fabric. But yeah, I did this. I did the HTV today, actually. I was just saying, Brenda, I keep saying to break it up. I don't know why, but I was just saying how I did HTV today. I cut it out. I figured out the settings, which I still think I can do better. But and I only have a half press, so I use my half press to put it on. I also did my powder coat fill on a cutting board, so I will have a tutorial for this one soon. We did a tutorial today, so I showed everybody how to set up the. Actually, I lied. I showed them how to set it up last night, but I actually did it today, and I dismantled everything today for them. And yes, I do already have a section in the settings app for the F2 that Mike Downer and I are going to be working on. I'm sure Richard is going to be working on it as well. So we should have some settings for you guys soon. What was your question? Yes, you your air up powder. I actually forgot to do it the first time, so that was fun. It made a mess. I typically do them on my F series, or I'll do them on my CO2, and I don't even have an air compressor on for that, so I wasn't used to going into the settings and doing that. Addie, what was your question? I'm going back and looking, but I'm not seeing anything. Oh, I see. If you already use the rotary tool, will it work on this one? So I did actually answer this a couple of times. You do still need it because you need, where are the parts? So you need this, which is what the laser sits in. So instead of the laser facing down like it is now, it faces out. So this part right here is what connects to the gantry. You put your laser in it going like this, and your laser stationary from the tumbler like this, and the tumbler is what rotates like this to be engraved. And then it gives you these pieces here, which is you have to set your rotary in between it. The rotary is also magnetic on the bottom. And the next most important part, other than this piece, is this. This is a cover to go over the top of the laser so that the beam doesn't go into your eyes. So it's like right on top of here. That way, if you're looking down into it, the beam don't catch your eyes. You don't put your email in the chat. You scan the QR code. If you're on your phone, you can just screenshot it and go to your photos and click it, and it will bring up the Google Doc, and you just put your email address in there. I actually did the same thing when they were started doing this. My brain was not computing right there. I couldn't remember what camera to do. So as you see, it did fall right through. And with it being raised up, there are no marks at all on the back. And I got a really nice dark ink. And again, this is raised off of the tray. And this was the first one done on top of the tray. Although the second one on top of the tray was not as bad. You will still mark up your tray no matter what, unless you put a foil or like a baking pan down there or something like that. You will mark it up. It's just part of how it is with this. Oh, awesome. I forgot they did pin it the top of the page because people were having a hard time. I forgot they did that like yesterday too. Do you guys have any other questions? Want to see anything else done? I believe between Bev and I, we got most of the questions and did most of the projects between the inkjet and tumblers and everything in between. I know it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see all the different things that are gonna be all over it. And then it was a memory. You were like, I know what I made this right here. I think you were here last night when I said another laser that I had before my xTools. It was a white base plate, so it was like pretty much brown. I purposely didn't clean it. It didn't matter because I had the honeycomb, but yeah, it was. Everybody else who can get theirs the dirtiest. You're very welcome, Andy. Thank you. Well, I think it's mostly allergies. Honestly, it could be as much of a cold as well, but I think it's mostly allergies. When does the extra 50 go off? Do you guys get a $50 code? No, I don't have a $50 code. It's just automatically taken off. None of my codes will work because it's not within the range anyways. Unless you got the big one, then by actually I still don't think it would work because they're not stacking. You could probably try, but I don't think it's stacking. It should come up right now. I'm playing with my arrow. It actually feels really cool. Very impressed with xTool's HTV here. It's not like wicked thick, like you know how Cricket and all of that was years ago. I don't know if it still is, but when I first started, it was like really thick and couldn't breathe. This feels breathable. You're very welcome, and we do have the M series groups. I am a moderator in two of them. I did not create my own this time. I have enough groups to manage, but I am helping out Mike Downer and Richard and their groups. So if you don't know what they are, you can send me a message because they're both two different names. Fine. Brenda is automatic. This yes, it's automatic with this webinar. It's definitely well worth the money. Sandra says it was worth the money and it's cheaper than I expected. I know. I expected this to be like around the same price as the M1, maybe a little bit more because it's bigger. I was surprised they were for the price. That must be up then. Is there someone else see this? I don't know why it's choppy. It's fine for some people and some people it's not. But it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on TikTok, it's on my personal YouTube as well. Did I see that? Yes, the inkjet for $99. The usage from everything I've read and the people I've talked to that do already have them, it depends on how you use them. You can control the flow that comes out of them. So if you're printing on like a lot of wood, and you use what's called like ink aid or something like that, and it puts it on the top of it, and then you only use about 50% of the ink to come out, then you'll get about 400 prints. Obviously, that depends on the size as well. I mean, if you're printing 8x10s all day, it might be different. I do know I seen a piece today. Somebody did, I think it was like 200 coasters or something, and they still have plenty of ink. But it is the CKMY, which has its own black channel. So you're not using the yellow, the magenta, and the blue to create that black. It has its own black. And as far as printing on fabric, this was tested. Bev tested this. I believe she also used the bonding agent on the fabric. I did miss that part of her live. But she did wash it and it did fade. So it's not a substitute for sublimination or anything like that. It would be just like taking a t-shirt up to your office printer and printing on it and expecting it to stay. It's not a direct to garment. It's not a sublimation or anything like that. It's the same thing as like your inkjet in your office. I want to use it for jewelry, cards for jewelry. My own. Yeah, it should last you a while then. I mean, literally, somebody was making the slate coasters, and they're pretty big. They're like what 4 inches round. Um, and he made a bunch of and he's still printing away. So I think the ink would last you a long time doing just that stuff. You might actually have to buy it because it might expire. Is there a visual in the software of how much ink is left? I know I don't have it. I would think there is, just like there is for your filters and stuff like that for the AP2 and the AP2 Max. So I would think it would tell you that you're running low. And it does go to a module, just like how the print head is here. I mean, not the print head, the laser. So it slides into the bottom of it, and there's a like a chip on the top. So it, I would imagine, I can't say for sure it will. I'm 99% positive it will. I can let you guys all know for sure on the 6th, though. Sandy, which setup did you get? I don't think it does, Brenda. Brenda asked if the software calculate your charge. I really don't think it does. Um, I would think maybe something like that would be coming out if the UV printer ever comes out. I would think they would at least have it for that, anyways. So hopefully they do that. I know they're still working on a lot of software updates. I can put a request in for that for you if you like. Nice. I know I order the as just so I can cut faster, but also for the demo room. So I mean, I say I don't need the IR, and I don't need it, but I probably will end up using it just for the demo room. I will do that when I get off the line with you, Brenda. Is there any request that anyone has for it? Yes, I understood what you were saying, and I will make it clear to them. It does. It's 1/4 like butter. Even this one does. It's. I expected to maybe have to do a couple of passes, but it did really well. It even with the tight here on the back with this, it like it wasn't even there. So I can't imagine what the 20 watt will do. I can't wait to get it. It's going to be a little while before I buy it. I have too much going on with the moving. That and I know where I'm going to be when I order it. It would be fine if it showed up here because I have people checking on this house. But if I send it down to North Carolina, it's going to be sitting out there for a couple of weeks before I get back. How much power do I need for that to run? What do you mean? How much power do you need? Like for the machine itself to run? It's just a regular standard outlet. Thank you, Sandy. I'll see you over there. I'm going to be getting out soon, anyways. Take some stuff in my throat, relax a little bit, get up right for work tomorrow. I did 3 5s 3 nights in a row. It's actually rather exhausting. So that is what you meant, Brenda, like for the power, for the like what you would plug it into. Have a good night, Jennifer. Yeah, it's just a regular outlet. It's basically a laptop cord. Yeah, I will. I have my tea right here with some honey in it and stuff. It's chamomile, so I'm not up all night with caffeine. But it's weird. It comes and goes. Like if I don't talk for a while on the day, like in the beginning of the live, I didn't sound this bad. But the more I talk, the worse it gets. But I do, believe it or not, I do love gargling with warm salt water. But I like salt, so I'm weird like that. All right, I will hang out a couple more minutes and wait to see if the chat catches up for any more questions. I don't have a great heavy power. Believe it or not, in this room here, it's the same way. Um, this house was built like back in the 70s. So my circuit breaker on the other side of my wall here, it's maxed out. Like I need to add another one here. So when we built this room, I have power, like a bunch of outlets going across the whole top here. There's some down the bottom. That way, if I ever want to change my room around, and then I have them going across the wall on this side, and I have a few over here. Um, if I use I can plug in like say I'm using the F2, I can use the F2, the F1, my CO2 together. But if I plug in my electric heater in the winter with all that, I blow a circuit. But during the summer, it's no problem. I can use every single machine all at once. Also, I can't do my heat press with all of them either. I have to, I could do one machine in the heat press, well, the cat press. But I had the same problem when I did have a heat press as well. I think it's just something with the heating elements. It's just too much. Someday I will add that extra circuit breaker. See, we're like twins then. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I have Brent, especially know you know how to get a hold of me, but if not, I'm Beth. It's actually Beth August Moon Morse on Facebook. You can also reach my business page, which is listed down here at the bottom of the screen, Abby's Creation. If you ever have any questions, or if you want the direct link to the groups that I do moderate in. So I hope you guys have a good night. I know tomorrow's a work day, so everybody has to get to bed early. And I will see you guys on Facebook and on the other socials. Have a great night.